Okay, we are finally at we are finally on the home stretch. So, let me get a little comfortable. This was at this point I had already been dead set on leaving. It wasn't even just like, it wasn't even just, oh, I'm going to stop making AMVs and whatnot, move to a new channel. No, I was already like doing art. Like, cuz two of the like five thumbnails in this are of my own artworks. So I was
Mm.
already like making the transition to being an artist. What I wanted to do here is essentially sum up everything from when I got diagnosed to Crohn's disease to the day I decided to leave. And that was and essentially this 5 chapter AMV sequence is my entire channel on display, from sort of the vibe of what I wanted to go for, because all of these chapters actually do have a story that I wrote. From that to edit it, to sort of like the style of editing.
Literally insanity.
Yeah. Like, and I wrote, because I used to do poetry. I did this one where it was just like, amidst a rush of depression, the unknowing needed a reason to be happy, a resolve, an interest, a pursuit. For all of this time, what the unknowing believed to be a sense of happiness was all but a failed escape from their depression. The following is a story that lies in the realms of reality and mentality. This is the story of the unknowing search for a place to belong in their world, search for true happiness. The unknowing's escape had seemed like a successful attempt, but was all for naught at the last moment, only to be recaptured and chained by their own prison of isolation. Context: that is a reference to my domestic abuse. I had actually run away from home multiple times, and I kept having to come back to that. The unknowing knew they wanted to leave, but they didn't know how. Also, context: I was less than 10 years old. I wanted to leave that fucking shithole of an environment that I was in, but I couldn't leave on my own or anything like that. They clung to whatever they could grasp in hopes of leading them out of the prison. The amount of distractions I've had over the years, and soon enough, the key to their chains soon revealed itself to them. And that was around the time when the source of my abuse, aka my oldest brother, left to go to do the service because he was kind of pressured to by my dad. And as such, pretty much I started getting better. Quote unquote, started. I was very much dealing with suicidal thoughts at the time. However, it was always like, however, it was always there. The unknowingly was simply blinded by the chains that were always being given attention. This was the unknowing starts. Essentially saying that, yeah, a way out could have been, there was like always like a way to deal with it that just didn't become evident for me until like years later. But yeah. And I believe the song to this is, yep, it is another song by Kineshu Nishihara, My Leaving, which is another song I actually do still go back and listen to nowadays. Okay, so I actually added in a green screen for this, and this is when I started adding more of shotcut edits. So I legit just looked up like Japanese YouTube and looked up the shelter video and just cropped out the phone screen. And if you listen closely, you can actually hear it's trying to bring some levity back after that's back after that seems kind of dickish. Um, it's been years. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, yeah, if it does seem like it's gonna get a lot more serious and everything, that's because a lot of this is definitely tied more to my personal story. But as I was saying, if you listen closely, you can actually hear like, very like on low volume, the actual song to Shelter.
Oh my god, that is so low.
Yeah, I was going with the idea of it being just in earphones. I normally wouldn't, I never pointed stuff like that out because I just had these videos on here, and it was also, yeah, I was just kind of taken off. But because, again, these videos are going to be gone more or less by pretty much when I'm done with this. Yeah, I'm just going, I might as well just tell you everything that I was doing. And yeah, this is,
Here we go.
Yep. Yep, chapter 1, leaving. This whole video was the idea of the fact of, like, just, essentially, it was more so both that vibe of feeling free from having to deal with a lot of the shit that I was dealing with as a kid, but also the vibe of mixed in with the vibe of, like, getting started on AMVs and how it felt to do at the time. Which, when I was starting it, like, it was 100% was just something that was addictive. So I added that. I fucking added that. Go back for a second. It's essentially what this says is basically don't try this at home or something like this. Don't do this. Because he literally just jumps out of a moving train onto the platform. I wrote, translation, if you even attempt this, you deserve what's coming to you. Just that. And at this,
good transition.
Yeah, at this point, while I had been using Persona 5's opening, it was also at this point that I had just gotten actually finished with the game. So, legit, when I was listening to lyrics like, we all want to be free, and I was just like, you know, add it in. Add it in the opening. Also, that transition just works. Like,
yeah.
Just red mixed with Red Sea. Yeah, this was definitely, I think, when I was starting to do more, because this was when I was going both with working with Shotcut and Viva Video at the same time, and this absolutely was an edit that I was doing with Shotcut. Hey, Ninja. That's a mistake. Just right there. That's a mistake. Yeah, that glitch transition is absolutely something that you would use with Shotcut. That's kind of a filter.
Yeah. I don't even know what we're doing, but yeah.
I'm watching a lot of my old videos before I delete.
Past.
Watching a lot of my old videos before I delete my channel.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Just trying to get away from that part of
Yeah, it was very much
Your
it was very much a case of I thought I was going to die. I'm going to monetize my thoughts of death so that might remember me, kind of thing. Yeah, that's why it just does not sit well with me.
Ah.
Yeah, this whole chapter, like ZMV, was like the whole context of it was just retelling a part of my life where I was dealing with domestic abuse and getting away from it, and then also starting out with doing AMVs and then just like getting addicted to it.
You know, well, your dumbass is still here with us for better or worse.
And I would much prefer it. Look,
Yeah.
at least when I try to monetize this shit, it's deliberately for just to be making it into a career. This was just done because, oh guys, hang on, where's it? Yeah. Oh guys, I'm dying. Can you just remember me? Can you give me attention so that somebody can actually remember me? That kind of bullshit.
And one of the things that you wanted attention at a time where no one was giving it to you in a way that was healthy, but
Yeah.
unfortunately go to unhealthy levels.
To be fair, that's all humans. Humans confronted by their own morality and the fact that they can and might die will always be afraid to face that because of what might come next. True, but that doesn't excuse the fact that I was cloud chasing my own inevitable demise for attention. Like, yeah, we
I mean,
can.
you were young at the time.
Yeah. Smug. I mean, pee pee poo poo soundboard spam. Again, another scene from A Silent Voice. Yeah, this was definitely like this was one of the more easier ones to do. This is again another one of the easier ones to do because it was just like, aside from the fact that I knew what I wanted, like it was so easy to go with the vibe on this one because it was legitimately just this was going less of, oh, I like this song, or oh, I kind of want to do this video too. No, I actually want to make a fucking music video more tied to my own personal story. So really easy.
There are two routes that an AMV YouTuber can go. Either they fade into obscurity or to delete their old work. There are no other options.
There are no other options?
Dude, you're talking to
sorry, sir, that's the way it's gotta
bro,
be.
you're talking to somebody who still does AMVs, bro.
Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck.
It goes
I did.
Execute Order 66.
I'm so sorry to tell you this. I'm sorry, this is how you have to find out.
Just full on.
No. It's just that one fucking image of the fucking astronaut.
It's not good.
The problem is he's not even fucking wrong, because I was already thinking about quitting, like, at a certain time. But thank you, motherfucker. My surprise.
Glad I could help.
Yeah.
Glad I could help.
Mom, Dad, I still have AFVs. Where did we go wrong?
Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry to fucking kill you like that, dude. I didn't mean to.
Nah, I'll take offense
He was
to
on the
that for
ground. You didn't have to
end of
kneecap the
time.
son of a bitch. Oh man. All right, let's move on to help maybe alleviate that fucking burn. So let's talk about my depression. The Unknowing's Changed were released, and the Unknowing walked out of their prison. Translation, yeah, that was definitely around the time when my brother left for the service. I was not dealing with physical abuse anymore, and I was actually able to be free, with nothing truly to recapture them. As they slowly walked out, they began to pick up the pace little by little. Eventually, an entrance to a new location was in sight, but not within their grasp. Little by little. Essentially, yeah, it was very much a case of, like, it was me dealing with suicidal thoughts, and I was just like, I didn't know what the fuck to do to be happy. And then I picked up art, and I was just like, oh, okay. The Unknowing's pace steadily increased until they began to run more and more, finally reaching the entrance. There was no ground to step on, no wall to grab on, nothing but a cloud-scattered sky surrounded the Unknowing. However, they were not pulled in any specific direction, they simply floated there. They were free to roam, free to shape the clouds, free to feel good, the Unknowing felt truly free. Yeah, this was absolutely the time when I was dealing with suicidal thoughts, and I started getting into art, and I was just realized this was just, it was fine. There was no rules to this. I could do whatever I wanted, and I just felt happy with it. Also, I believe the song is Just a Cloud. I don't remember where I heard this, but it was just a song that I thought, you know, it fit for the vibe I was going for. Also, this scene from Michiko and Hachin. Yeah, to this day, if I had the choice, I would not have used this show. If I had the choice to this day, I would have not used a lot of our shows. It's got great imagery, but that's, like, when you realize the context of the story, it's...
I don't know the context, but I can only imagine it's creepy.
Beauty and the Beast. If the Beauty was the Beast's student, and the Beast wanted to marry his student. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But again, great visuals, but yeah, the story is.
They quote Travis Touchdown like a pervy teacher in a porn.
Sure. Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Also, Kanon, another show I barely used. Honestly, to this day, I even still think of it. It's just kind of a, like, less popular Clannad. It's funny. It still has its great. There's still some great humor to it, but it's just it was very evident that it was like trying to go for what Nat was doing, and it just did not hit the same marks. I remember this now. It's like, this is the one scene where I just like hang on. I was just like, I didn't need to hang on it for this long. Because I use a lot of just clips from The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. It's a good movie, but this is one of those things where it's just like, I had on that a little too long.
Feel the self-loathing emanating.
Welcome to watching your own past.
Oh, I know. I know.
Well, why, if she slept through time, why couldn't she stay there? Because time is a sick joke. Anyway. This is probably what inspired me to make this... You're a sick joke. Anyway, this is probably what inspired me to do this particular song with this particular video, is this shot from Recreators. Just a full scene of the dude in a mech just going for a joyride in the clouds with his mech. Just it's honestly just, I just love that scene. And then this was from, because it just had come out into the time and I was obsessed with it, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Also, I used Yona of the Dawn. Yeah, good harem series. I could use that edit again later. That just, I knew that transition had to go. Because that's... This whole sequence with the flowers is from an actual episode in Kekai Sensen. Then just shift straight to the actual opening. It just fits so beautifully. I didn't have to do like an edit transition, like a special effect or anything. I just had to cut straight to it. And you can't even fucking notice it is the best thing.
Yeah.
Just fits. Even with that,
That's
like
an anime I really need to.
yeah, it's actually really good. It's also pretty funny. But again, that whole situation just fits as one. Like unless you were aware of the show, you wouldn't be aware that was all just
with like an edit. Yeah.
Yeah, with an edit, unless you were told.
Right. I watched like the first few episodes of it years ago, but I haven't watched anything anime related in a long time by myself, and I want to change that.
Dude, we're having a good time watching anime just like as a group, dude. You could just join us one of these days.
Yeah. It's just the issue is I'm always fucking working.
Welcome to adulthood. It's time
So,
for
like,
a Code Kiosk
you guys-
rewatch. One of us.
Yeah, no, because you guys do on like. Because you guys do on like Saturdays, right?
Saturdays, Sundays, Fridays.
Okay, I'm free on Fridays for the most part, but I also just late at night, I'm like tired.
Yeah.
Though I do go on break starting actually on my birthday on Thursday.
All right.
Feels weird.
This was also like, I've used this scene before, but this was genuinely like, this was like the scene that got me into this series, Irozuku. It was just a scene of a girl looking at a guy's drawing, and it's just, this is what she's seeing in real time, and it's just, it just captured the idea of like being an artist. And then I just added in this fun little warm-up of Goku because it was just simple, it was upbeat, it was just free. I liked it. Don't know why I added in this. Like, this particular scene from Violet Evergarden, there's like so many other scenes I could have done. Yeah, it was definitely like, out of all of them, like this project was like the clearest in my head because I knew exactly the type of video I wanted to make for it. Like, I go in with these like, you know, I have an idea for what I want, but no, like a lot of this is just frame perfect. This is exactly the kind of video I wanted to make. See here. Yeah, that's right. This was the... Okay. The unknowing was finally free, but soon it dawned on them that it was not entirely what they wanted. Freedom, yes, but there was something missing. So, yeah, this is addressing the AMVs I was doing. Where I was liking it, but in time it just became something where it's just like, I questioned whether or not I should continue doing it. Like, with all the freedom they had, it felt pointless with nowhere to take it. I am doing all of these videos, I'm editing all of this, I'm gaining all this attention, this channel is gaining, like, thousands of subscribers, and I can't do shit with it. I can't do anything about it. Those around them enjoyed seeing the unknowing being free, but the unknowing never truly felt the same as them. Yeah, I had people who were supportive of me in doing this, but it was just, like... I don't know. It just felt kind of hollow at some point. The unknowing soon came across many others who chased after something they desired and became interested in the very things they chased after, which in turn gave the unknowing a sense of desire and want. So yeah, I saw what other people were doing and whatnot, and I was just like, yeah, I want to do what they do. Those around the unknowing looked at them with a mask of disgust, but much to their dismay, the unknowing did not care. Yeah, when I was starting to do, like, other shit, like anime out of context and whatnot, I got flack for it, I got hate for it. I made a fucking... I uploaded, like, a clip of just Konosuba the anime as dub highlights, and there were people, like, sending, like, actual death threats and whatnot.
What?
Yeah, it was I'm not even kidding.
Over Konosuba.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I hate it, and I was just like, and they were also attacking me because, like, how dare you fucking like English dubs and anime. Like, that was a big thing too when I made anime out of context. I would use English dub of anime because so much of it was funny. But so many people were just like, oh, you're using English dub? Fuck you. I didn't care at the time, but it's just like the unknowing found what they had been missing since the release. The unknowing felt the determination to seek happiness and to choose their desire before others. As time went on, the unknowing began to enjoy it. And that is alluding to the fact of me leaving, where I essentially, like, it wasn't necessarily when I decided to, but it was just like, it was more so the idea of, like, I was just kind of more interested in other stuff or pursuing other things at this time. And I started to find more enjoyment with them, to varying degrees. Because art was not my first choice of what I wanted to be when I got out of school. It was very much on a list. I wanted to be like a game developer, I wanted to be a writer, I wanted to be a poet, I wanted to be a music artist. But being like an artist that draws stuff, that was just not top of the line. That's just not exactly what I wanted to do first and foremost. It just I eventually came to that road. And if I recall correctly, I used the I think I used like this particular I think I used this particular like filter again. I forget the name of it again. But I used this filter again, and I think I set it in like I think I set it in like low saturation where it's just nothing but black and white with shotcut, and I just did this. Yeah, okay. So this was very much me a case of like the amount of fun I've had and the amount of craziness and shit that I do, and where I just did not give a fuck. This is very much that, and it was just the perfect kind of song I wanted to go with. Is fucking I don't care, I love it.
I heard it immediately. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it!
In my defense, I used the remix because I thought the original was a little too overdone. At the time, that's just an awkward picture to pause on, considering what I said. At the time, it was just all of the shows that I liked. Yeah, that aged. That aged. I used to like Axel World, and oh boy, that went down the drain. The show is
I've heard of it.
It's one of those shows where it's like it's Reki Kawahara's finest, like good ideas and concept, terrible practice. Because here's the thing, it's just
a Reki. Oh,
yep. Here's the thing, because I think he kind of nails it at first, because he has like his protagonist is just this unattractive, chubby little kid, like, and having him essentially getting a girlfriend that's just like this, like high school, like just star and everything, I think is actually kind of sweet. I think there's like some sentiment to have there and everything. But at the same time, it's just like the way they were handling it was just like, I feel like you could have done this so much differently. Because because here's the thing, fucking their power system, because they were trying to go for like, oh yeah, virtual reality, but in real life without any headset. And it's just like, yeah, we now have the ability to stop time and react accordingly. It's just like, it's so shark jumping bullshit, it hurts. Yeah, and that changed after season 2. Is this the Oshinoko ending discussion stream? Bacchanal, still like this show. Yeah, a lot of these are still shows I do like. Right there. Yeah, that's obviously your creators. Plastic Nason, aka the craziest fucking show anybody will ever watch. It is so... If you've ever seen the clip of the dude blowing his shirt to smithereens and revealing he's wearing a bra, that is where that comes from.
I think I have.
What?
Yeah. It's like 22 minutes, but it's so fucking crazy. Plastic Nason, like, anybody who is interested, like, just give it a watch. You'll see what I mean. Death Note. Samurai Champloo. Front Note. This is also, again, this was definitely around the time when I really started to get into, really started to get into Persona. This was also around the time when I had watched the... I forget if it was that 2019 or 2018, but it was also around the time when I started watching the anime. I know this because I barely incorporated it in AMVs in all the years I've done this. Fire Force, this is a show I dropped immediately. It was good.
Really?
It was good to me, like... Okay, I won't say immediately, but it was good for the first half, I think. And then when it continued, it was just like, oh god, this is... I don't care. I don't care.
Okay, then I understand.
Yeah, because, okay, like, this... When they started doing the fucking mid-2000s 3-Day Grace opening instead of this opening, that's when I started to drop it.
Yeah, there was a bit of a shift.
Gotta be kidding me.
What fucking ritual blood sacrifice?
Back
do
when
need
I
to
was
make
still
for
into
this thing to
Demon
fucking
Slayer.
work?
Gave the first season a try, and then I read the manga, and I had been reading the manga throughout my internship at one of my first jobs. Yeah, one of my biggest problems with it was, and to this day still, characters about to die, give them sad backstory, immediate second wind. Happens consistently throughout the entirety of the last arc. It fucking is... It's just... It sucks. It sucks.
Wait, is the manga over?
Yeah, the manga's been over for years. Like, the manga's been over since...
I don't care about Demons.
Yeah, Demon Slayer, the manga's been over since, like, 2019 or 2020. We see when I was human, I was... You see when I was human, I was sick, and I didn't want to die, but then I became sick, and Demon, I wasn't sick anymore. That was family I always wanted. It's like every single arc is just, like, Demon doing evil things. Immediately gets cut. As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. Oh my god. Ufotable, like, just, like, yeah, the anime, like, still animation, but yeah, the story is just, it's, oh boy. Soul Eater, pretty much, yeah, first half of the series, really good. Second half, because it went in its own direction, no.
Full Metal Alchemist 2003 situation.
That, but, and you just said that as it comes up. That, but also, it was evident that I think regarding it, Studio Bones was definitely talking to the original creator because it was evident that, yeah, they were not going to be able to like, write out... They probably didn't have the budget to continue making it, like, a long-term series. So they had to finish it. So, like, they probably, if I had to guess, ran ideas by Hiromu Arakawa and just went, yeah, that sounds interesting. Put it in there. And she just kind of went in her own different direction as she continued to write her series. The 2003 Conqueror Shambhala is fine. It is just, it's enjoyable. But yeah, I still prefer Brotherhood. Doesn't change the fact that this opening fucking slaps. Like, the fourth opening of FMA is such a fucking banger. Asian Kung Fu Generation for life.
What?
You've never heard of that? Bro!
No!
Oh, okay. You have... Look. I'm going to send you...
I've only watched Brotherhood. I have not...
I'm going to send you some, like, anime openings, and if they don't even sound remotely similar to you, we're gonna have a problem.
Get the fucking loser.
This is why I say nothing and hope for the best.
Bro, it's just like,
I mean,
there's, like, if you seriously tell me you've never heard the fucking classic-ass Naruto opening, even once. Like,
I have heard that one.
Yeah, okay.
I have heard that one.
Like,
Alright.
That, and then there's also, like, there's also the Erased opening.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, I don't either.
But, yeah, like, look, just look up Asian Kung Fu Generation sometime. They're really good artists.
I just that name threw me off for a second.
That's just literally what they're called, Asian Kung Fu Generation. I'm not even
I believe
caught.
that, right? When you have 90-meter Parabellum and the oral cigarettes, I can believe in Asian Kung Fu
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a band name literally called I don't know how, but they found me.
Man with a mission. Log Horizon was an interesting show, but I dropped it because it got boring. It was like, I like the idea of them, like, you know, it's sort of being a sort of online, like, where they're trapped in a video game world. But it very much broke down. It, like, it wanted to go for more, like, world building and was like, yeah, well, we can't really get out of this world, so let's make a living out of it. I liked it. But then it just kind of, that shit kind of ran its course, and it was just kind of boring after that point. Yeah, this, Smug knows absolutely this is aged. This has fucking aged. Oh, boy. Shield Hero. First, everything covered in the first volume, good. Everything after, like, most of the stuff covered after that, meh. Everything after, like, Naofumi is innocent is so goddamn, why did you continue? This is aged so significantly. Assassination Classroom, though, is a fucking great show. Also another one. Yeah, also another one. Again, like, even back then, I still had some good taste.
Still have good taste.
Kids on the Slope.
Like you don't.
One of my...
Nah.
Even back then, I still had good taste. Kids on the Slope, by all accounts, if you have not seen this show, fucking watch it. It is a love letter to music.
I'm going to chuck my fucking computer out the goddamn window.
Cool.
Don't do it yet.
Attention, Wheel Warren Geminar. I thought it was a good mindless series, and then I watched, like, there came out with a recent OVA that explained pretty much the background of why that series goes into detail, and I thought it actually, like, it actually adds a little more weight to it. Because the whole point of this series, it comes off as a wish fulfillment series, but literally he was just sent there to get killed. The main character was just sent to another world to die. So they just went, no. And then they made him into a super soldier.
Okay.
It's just one giant middle finger to fate itself. And I'm just like, yeah, I like it. Eden of the East, another one of my favorite series. Sweetness and Lightning, if you want a good fucking lighthearted family series around just a dad taking care of his kid, this is it. Wonderful series.
I kind of need that.
Tensura, yeah, I still like it. That was an
Relatable
intentional.
series for me personally.
That was an intentional transition. That was an intentional slip. Absolutely.
Holy crap, that was way too good.
Yeah, it was so... I loved it. K-On! Apparently, again, a series that's... The series is about cute girls doing cute things with instruments, and everyone on Twitter is racist when they have their profile pictures. Like, it's just... I don't know what it is. It is something about this... it is something about this show, but Twitter users will use fucking anime profile pictures of girls from this series and start saying some racist ass shit. Panty and Stocking.
Name a more iconic duo than overt racism anime girl profile pic.
Panty and Stocking, good series. Hey, Gynax, when is the second season coming out?
Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's coming out like in 2 years. Probably.
Kakegururi, aka Gambling the Fetish.
So here's the.
I'm
here's the
sorry?
fun part.
The fetish.
Yes, have you ever seen the show?
No.
The idea is just
can confirm.
girls who are getting wet and horny over the idea of gambling. That is it. There is a girl that, I'm not even kidding, there is a girl that plays Russian roulette with herself in the bathroom stall. The gun goes click, and then she masturbates.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
okay.
it is-
Okay.
Are you talking about Kakegurui? Yep. It's overly
Yeah.
sexual. It is just
Okay, that completely fucking threw me off.
By the way, manga
I
just
guess
keeps going.
going
I
back
will say this:
to
if you
Redbubble.
want a version of this series without the horniness, read Cypher Academy. It's basically on the same level, except there is no horny. There is only
Guess on to
JoJo
something more
posing.
normal.
Strike a pose.
There is only JoJo
Going back-
posing.
Strike a pose.
Okay, well, JoJo poses already as automatic 10 out of 10.
I mean, yeah, that's also true. But going back to Penny and Stocking, I can say I will graduate before the second season of Penny and Stocking comes out.
Smug. By the way, the manga to Kakegurui just keeps going. I don't mean that in a One Piece way if it keeps going. It literally just keeps going. There's no fucking plot. At least Nagatoro, when it realized, yeah, we've got nothing else, it ended. My Hero Academia,
Series, well,
yeah, My Hero Academia, that last arc, I've made my points. Went on a little too long. Horikoshi's biggest strength is his weakness. Makes a lot of really great stories for characters. Makes so many fucking characters. The characters spend 50 chapters at one table. Yep. It's just the strength is his weakness. He writes really good characters, but he wrote too many fucking characters. And then the last arc was just like, we didn't spend enough time on these characters. Let's give everybody a chapter for these characters. Again, a good transition. I still can't believe Hunter x Hunter has it actually came back. Ah, yeah, Shakugan no Shana. I didn't really even use this show at all when I was editing AMVs. Kagura is the one series where I'm like, maybe the villain should have won.
I'm so tempted to make a very bad joke.
Has not stopped me. Also, confession here. Hellsing, love the opening. Dear God, is it boring. It is boring. Like, I will say this, even though Hellsing Ultimate is incredibly obscene, it does a better job of telling the story. In a lot of ways.
Like each episode, like, also, like, an hour long?
I think so, yeah. It's... Like, Hellsing, as far as I can tell, is known for a couple of things. Say a sec right now. Oh, you meant original Hellsing, not all. Yeah, like original Hellsing, stylistically has a very good style to it. Like Madhouse, like yes, but oh boy, the original anime. It's after the first episode, it's a slog to get through. The only two things I like about it was the opening. Okay, three things. The opening, the fucking music, because that music is top notch. Absolutely. And the Integra backstory. Like, it's done so much better in the original as opposed to what they showed in Ultimate.
I fucking love Alucard's theme. Honest to God, that theme is...
Imagine if Hellsing Ultimate episode 1 went on for 5 episodes. Pretty much, yeah. It's really slow.
Alright, Oh!
I don't know why I put this in here. I don't know why. I put, like, okay, I put the Shirazarvon in here. Shirazarvon in here. I put the Persona 4 anime in this, right? But the Persona 5 anime fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It does. There's like one episode where I'm like, okay, and interestingly enough, the one episode I like about it is the one thing that I hate about the game's story, and it's done significantly better in the anime. And then there's also the special they did. There's one scene I like was the Shido fight. There's also a special they did that, like, anybody who has not watched it, watch Persona 5 animation The Daybreakers. It takes an actual
I've heard really good about
yeah,
it.
it takes an actual like Mementos request from the game and expands on it. And the animation is so good in that. Like how they do the baton passes animation is so crisp. I love it. I don't know why I put the game's opening in here. I don't. Because by all counts...
Like,
Hmm?
Go on.
No. It's just like... Because here's the thing. It's just like... I'd already made a video at this point talking about... On my previous channel, talking about Persona... And, like, people who may not be aware of it. And then gushing about 5 at the time. And I made a joke, which... I could probably find the video again and show you guys, but it was just like... Persona 5 is about a young protagonist named Renamamiya. No! No! And then just real quick, I reverse everything, and then black screen text. The anime had one job, and they couldn't even get the fucking name right. It's... For the record, I don't hate Persona 5, I only hate the Persona series, I just can't stand most of the fan base. I think that's the consensus, yeah. It's...
Yeah, no.
I still don't understand why. I still don't understand why I use the game ending, but game opening go off.
As I was trying to say earlier, though, Persona animations are the most hit or miss fucking thing of all time.
Yeah.
Because you have shit like the Persona 4 anime and the Persona 3 movies, which are actually decent or even good. And then you have Persona 4 Golden's anime and Persona 5 anime.
Yeah, and then Persona Trinity Soul is hated because it's not Persona 3 or Persona 4 or Persona 5. The animation is the animation is like decent. The only real bad things about it are, by all accounts, it is a bitch and a half to actually find. That and Burning Man Soul. It sucks as a song.
Isn't that the one where it's like, I'm up on the house like
Yeah,
carpet?
check it out. I'm in the house like carpet. Wait till you learn about Detective Naruto. Yeah, anime. We were talking about anime. Manga. People hate Detective Naruto. Why? Because it fleshes her out as a character and makes her more three-dimensional. That's it.
Can't be having that shit.
She was already the most three-dimensional of all the Persona 4 cast. I think the Persona 4 main cast is probably the worst.
Kaguya-sama Love is War. I dropped this series. Its formula got real stale after a point, and also the ending. I think you're a loveless heretic ninja, but
Oh no, anyways.
Kaguya-sama Love is War. I looked at the end. I just skipped the ending. They have not bothered to just give up. They're still like fucking going back and forth with their tsundere-esque bullshit. None of them bother to confess their love or anything. Which was the whole fucking point. No Game, No Life. It's a good, trashy series. Yeah, so... Real talk, this song was, like, I think 7 minutes long. And I had this problem where it's just, like, 7 minutes long. It's a long fucking remix. I had this problem where I did, like, a song to Avicii where it was, like, 7 minutes long. And it was just, like, it did not need to be this fucking long of a song. But it was just, like, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna cut to the fucking point, skip the build-up, get to the point of the remix, and then once that's done, take out the outro.
I can't believe it. They made a song as long as the Wesker fight from Resident Evil 5.
Wait, how did My Dress Up Darling and Don't Bully Me Naruto both get green late made and translated, but Level of War is still nowhere near finished?
Money.
But no, I don't want to listen to the song. Also, No Game of Life, do not
What
hope that it goes
no.
beyond Season 1. If you know, you know. Yeah.
Can I get 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count?
Sure, go
I
ahead.
No, you
doubt
have
they
to
would
get all
ever
three.
make a second one anyways.
Does it involve rape?
No, but it's
No, it
no,
gets worse.
but it's disgusting.
Incest.
Yes. Zero.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing is like Sora and Shiro, actually brother and sister. In a past life, they were lovers, and they were just like, yeah, we know we were lovers in a past life, and that's where we're lovers now, and it's just like gross.
Yeah, it's kind of bad that I watched Zero first and then I watched the series afterwards, and I'm like,
Mind you,
"Ooh."
Shiro's 11. Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it any less
not
gross.
even-
Doesn't make it any
It's
less
kind of
gross.
incest.
It just makes it worse.
Years have passed, the more the unknowing pursued what they considered happiness, the more they became tired and worn out. This is absolutely referring to my editing, where I was doing this consistently time and time and time again for years, and I was done. To the point of collapsing, the unknowing rested for what felt like an eternity, reflecting on the past. Sorta. It was very much focused on my, like, schoolwork in 2018. The unknowing looked back at their life up to this point, questioning what it take to find what they were looking for, and throughout the unknowing's endless labyrinth of the memories led the answer. The remembrance called the unknowing's reason for pursuit, and as such, the unknowing finally realized where their happiness lay. This is when I was like, what do I want to do with my life? And I thought, you know what made me happy consistently regardless, like, as the years have gone by, it was drawing. And so I decided to be an artist, and yeah. So yeah, I can tell you this right now. This is why I stopped using Viva Video. I can tell you the exact point when I stopped using Viva Video. Because, like, unlike those other ones, this has some editing that I actually, am still mind-boggled that I actually managed to pull off.
Oh, got me curious.
So everything currently is Viva Video. Okay, before I show it, the idea here was very much going for a lot of the high quality, like high effort and time-consuming edits that I have done. Just a compilation, and just trying to go for that same vibe here. Here. That's where I stopped.
Oh, we're fucking gone.
Yep. So, the idea here was working with the music, and I heard a lot of, like, reversing, and it's just a bunch of images and anime all at once, and I was just like, as soon as I heard the reversing, reverse it. Like that. It's hard to see.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah.
Get it.
Yeah, okay, and then it's the frames... Sorry, Damocles anime. I forgot what it was actually called, sorry. Okay. Anyway. So this here, my idea was, I took the entire video at this point of in progress, and then reversed it. At a particular point. And it doesn't necessarily do a good job of showing it. Because, like, it is just going so fucking fast. Yeah. It just keeps getting faster and faster. Yeah, this... Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this took me, like, a week of... and not, like, a week of real time, a week of actually, getting this down. Like, a week of, like, total time. So, from here, I stopped using Shotcut because it was just like it became exhausting to try and because what I had to do because or not stop using Shotcut, stop using Viva Video. What I had to do was I couldn't just I'm gonna take all these clips and then put them in Viva Video and then reverse it. No, I had to get another app, export this entire file, and then put it in that other app, reverse it, wait, and then wait for that to export, take that export, and put it into Viva Video. And it was just like... And then I was like, okay, could I do this a lot easier in Shotcut? And the answer is yes. So much so that now... I can now actually edit all of these down to the frame. I can add in clips, just one frame of a clip, and then just compile it for a video.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that right there. That's another one. Just going entirely back. Another one. Here we go. I remember this vividly because this took me a full day to get right. This edit. That little bit of time. That took so much fucking time. So, to understand my process, it was just this clip of Kyokai no Kanata. What I did was, in Shotcut, I can make multiple video tracks. What I did was, I made, counting it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 video tracks. And every time, what I would do is I would set the opacity lower so that it would look transparent. I was trying to make it look like a shadow or trails. I painstakingly did this, and then a year later I found out, oh, fucking Shotcut already has a fucking filter to do this shit. I spent an entire day painstakingly lowering the opacity, decreasing the speed on one of the tracks so that everything can just look consistent. And all of this can meet up in the end. And a year later, I'll be like, oh, shit. There was an option to just do this really easily the entire fucking time. Yeah.
I would say that's pretty much good.
Like, right there. Again, you can tell. Very much. Very much. Like, at that point, just... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, this. Stop here. Export the entire video at that point, or part of it, and then just put it into Shotcut, hit reverse. That's what I did. That already can tell you, after using Viva Video for, I started back in 2016, about 3 or 4 years, this type of shot would have been impossible. Because just of how quick it is. Like, I've mentioned this with what I did with 2018, but in Viva Video, you can't actually use any dead space. You can't say if you wanted to have a video run and then just cut a video like a video file in two and then separate both parts, and then just have like dead air, just black screen. You can't do that in Viva Video. You have to have, if you want to have that kind of effect, you would have to have like a PNG or a JPEG of like a black or white background, and then you would have to like put it in between. But even then, for this precise timing, because I was absolutely trying to get the precise timing on this, it just would not work a lot of the times. I could not do this in Viva Video. Just dead air, like 2 to 3 frames, and just how quickly it goes by. Yeah, just it's such a quick quick moment, but it took it relatively. That was actually really easy because it was just pairing up the particular anime opening with the song. That's another good transition. Just beautiful. And again, I also couldn't do this in Viva Video. Gritting it. And then, yeah, I do the exact same thing, what I did with Kyoka no Kanta. And you can't even tell really too much. Like, it's just a mess of it's just a mess of, like, just images all piled on top of one another. Yeah, I think I've made it clear that, if I haven't made it clear already, I think I've made it clear. Yeah, my videos are not keen for those with epilepsy. And then what this is and then what all of that is literally just taking everything that I had done up to that point from the get-go and just reversing it so fast. God. This isn't even... And here's the thing, too. If it's like, dude, like, the fact that you went into this, you had to have been fucking tired after all this. I was. I absolutely was. There is more to this song. I'm not even kidding. There is absolutely more to the song, and it is still on that same level of audio. If I wanted to do this again, I would have to go through all of that again and take more time. And I was just like, end it here. One of the only times I use Persona 5's animation from the game outside of the fucking opening. Yeah, it was such a slog to do. It absolutely was. It took a full week of time to do. But however, it was the second to last one, and the last one I genuinely wanted to add it to make it the vibe of like where I am now and where I like currently sort of like where my mindset is regarding my passion and everything. And also the song is this is the song. I don't know why I didn't put it in there, but
by edit. Oh.
Yeah, it's I heard the song years ago. I think like I forget, but it's like a dance it's like a dance crew that used it at like an event or something. I don't know. But it's a good song. But yeah. Second to last ones. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you don't give a fuck about spoilers, okay. But if any of these titles are just like, oh man, I haven't seen that yet. I'll come back in like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Recreators twice.
These recreators twice? What? Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to use like how many I used. Yeah. This is the journey's end, which is pretty much just me describing what it's like being an artist. The unknowing found themselves in a new area, one covered with countless mountains. Translation. When I decided to take art more seriously, I came across a bunch of people who were artists. The unknowing looked up and saw a woman. That woman in particular is who inspired me to be an artist, Yume Art. She climbed up a mountain like she had done this countless times in the past. The unknowing began to climb but continuously failed, meaning that I tried to do art, but it just didn't succeed with me a lot of times. The unknowing continued to climb up the mountain, determined to become better than when they started. Eventually, the unknowing got somewhat used to making the trek up the mountain. Every step up, every ascension was difficult. Yep, pretty much it's clear there. The more I just kept doing the art, it was a pain in the ass, it was difficult, but I just kept doing it. Months had gone by, years had gone by, and finally, the unknowing made it to where they first saw the woman. However, she was gone. The unknowing looked around and saw her climbing up a bunch of a larger mountain. Translation. I thought at that point where it's just like I could get to sort of the same level of where I was happy with my art, where it's like her work inspired mine. And by the time I was already doing that, she's already making far more better art than I am. There's so much better work. And so it's just the idea of like, just because like, she was doing her own thing. And it was never, and like, it came to a point where it's like, when I realized that it was not really much of a competition, it was just your own kind of journey. The unknowing took a second look around and found there were other climbers going up much lower mountains, somewhat similar ones, and even much higher ones than the both of them. That's when they understood. The unknowing was exhausted, somewhat in pain, still had so much more progress to go, but during all that time, the unknowing felt truly happy, truly determined, truly free. Yeah, pretty obvious there. I realized that, yeah, there were always going to be people who are better than me. There's people who are not as good as me. There are people that are going to be on the same level as me, so on and so forth when it comes to art. But I was happy. The unknowing looked down at the start and saw others where they were once, but the unknowing didn't concern themselves with them. The unknowing kept climbing up the mountain, never knowing when they'll reach their journey's end, but satisfied with the climb up. After years of searching, they finally found what they had been looking for. The unknowing happiness that they had searched for so long was finally grasped. Yep. Like, around that time, when we realized it wasn't a competition or anything, and that we were all just kind of doing our own thing and making our own treks.
I know you did, Chuck.
Can I just say something real quick?
Arashi, you literally just, I know you didn't just something.
Yeah, it was something in the room. My mistake.
Oh.
Can I just say, I fucking want to punch younger you, Sozo, for referring as himself as the unknowing. Alright, that gives off pretentious fucking like English major who's trying to be like fucking so fucking pretentious.
Yeah, I was absolutely on that level.
This is how I know this was written by a fucking teenager.
Yep, absolutely. It's just instead of just like fully just giving away it's just like I decided, you know what, let's just make that. Yeah, it was made when I was like, when was this? I was definitely 20 years old. Anyway, 20 years old, but this was absolutely like a year or two before I had gotten therapy and everything, so I was still in the mindset of a teenager. Anyway. And I say this even though a number of times in my videos, without a shadow of doubt, I have used spoilers. Better late than never, I guess. But yeah, if what I was doing with the last video and everything like was intentionally eye-hurting, this is the complete opposite. This is essentially the vibe here was just the idea of me being done. Just I'm kind of finished, I'm wrapped up, I want to move on to other stuff. That's the vibe I was getting. Hanging out with you guys made me realize that while my health might suck, I at least got my family. Anyway. I forget where I heard this song, but wherever I found it, I'm glad I did. So for this, I think I did literally like little to no actual speeding up of any clip or anything. I don't say it as a haha dumb joke. I genuinely mean that. I feel bad for you guys. Why? Did you do it? Damn, we found the guy!
We found her. Fucking get her.
911? Her.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. You were the
Plot twist at the end of the year.
In my hall.
Smug ruined everyone's family.
I always knew it. You're why I don't have.
No. Finish your thought. Finish your food.
You took him away. You're why he's an alcoholic.
You're just over here, just like, Smug, you give me my milk? Where's my milk at? My dad ran off to get milk and never came back.
No, you know, this is the fucking Jordan Peele sketch. Just goo goo gaga. I want milk. Also, I just love the way I'm pretty sure it's casually traumatized CMB.
Well, while Ninja's over there dying of laughter.
というわけで、僕の旅はここで終わり。連続ラジオドラマだったら、今日が最終回。
はいはい。昨日、ここまでの旅、楽しかったよ。
Yeah. That was pretty much the second to last video I did before just pretty much privating a lot of my videos. And it was just one where it was just like, it wasn't as high effort, it wasn't as long, it wasn't as like time consuming as the other ones, but it was just one where I was just like, this is just how I want to go off. Other than that, the last one I have is using pretty much every single AMV I had done, just using a clip from every single one. And yep, it's a 7-minute one, and it's what it's doing is it's just a collection of music that I was into at the time for like every year and whatnot, and yeah. Since I don't think this one has description, if I recall correctly, this one is Black Magic by Savant. I mentioned this a little bit. Some of these videos that I showed, they're actually from like Halloween AMVs that I did, and I don't remember if it was me or if it was YouTube, but something happened and they're gone. I don't know. I don't know. But all I can say is, yeah, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, when I was a teenager for Halloween. 3 out of 4 of them were just gory, edgy. The last 4 was just horny. The last 4th was just horny. That's it.
I mean, that's like the flavor of Halloween, though.
I mean, how it used to be.
Still can be if you know what you're looking for.
Rewatching is such a weird series without context,
like
which is unfortunate. Which is unfortunate what the anime was. This song. Interestingly enough, I think during these years I had bought a few albums. One of them was off of Bass Nectar. His was Volvoom, which has one of my favorite songs called Butterfly with Mimi Page. This was a song I found off of the album, and I wanted to use it for this. I believe it's called Do It Like This. Yeah, I genuinely did not like add anything real special until the end for this here or anything. All of these are just archived videos that I saved away, and just one by one, new edit, new edit, new edit, new edit, just new video. Okay, I didn't show this, but this was a MEP that I got together work with for some people with Ruby. I think what happened was the video got blocked worldwide because of the song eventually, and then I just deleted it. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, because I remember I in this entire lineup, I had not even seen once me using BlazBlue Calamity Trigger. That was an anime from a Halloween AMV.
I recently got a BlazBlue game on Steam.
Which one? Also, nice shot to hold on.
Central Fix.
Central Fiction? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Central Fiction I got, like the latest one. From, I think, like 20.
Central is the final game story-wise. Just a warning.
Yeah, Central Fiction.
Yeah.
You know, I only picked it up because I wanted to get like a BlazBlue game, and I only care about one character, and that's Arakune. And if anyone knows BlazBlue, that is basically me wanting to be shot in the street.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? That is basically saying, shoot me in the street right now. I am crip walking in blood territory.
Yeah. Anyway, this song in particular is from Mystery Skulls. I believe it's called Money.
Good money.
I think everyone knows this because of that one Phoenix Wright animation. I wouldn't be surprised. Mystery Ben does a lot of great animation with Mystery Skulls music. But that's how I found out about Mystery Skulls to begin with. Okay, this. This. Recently, I mentioned this. To those unaware, I got sent a community guideline strike warning not too long ago for this channel. This past channel I did. And that's because of the music video I did for Filthy Frank's Pink Eye, I Love Sex. just years after I had left this channel, now they give me a guideline strike. And the video is not even public.
What?
I don't know. Nice. Anyway, I think this whole thing mashup, I did in Audacity, if I recall correctly. Which, if I recall correctly, that whole thing with High School DxD, there is, I think that was also the Halloween AMV I did, which was just horny. It was done to Absolute Territory by Ken Ashcorp. And then everything we've pretty much watched here, done to, I know the song. It's a Nujabes song. It's driving me crazy. I know, I have the album right here. if I'm right, it is off of Model Soul. And I think it might be like Reflection Eternal or Music is Mine. Music is Mine. It's off of the album Model Soul, but it's one of my favorite albums. But yeah, just all these clips are from like what we were just getting through watching. And then I just looped it. That pretty much was all the years I did on this channel. And then I did this, which...
Holy damn. Oh.
Okay, so... This. In the top left corner here. This is me going into a Windows 10 computer I had at the time. And opening up, like, console or terminal. And then just writing down this gibberish. Which is like, user Sozo shutting down Sozo.19 OS, which is OS based around 2019. Redemption process NA, which is like saying, am I gonna come back? No. At this point, no. Transfer process 100%. Link to my new channel. Loading tranquil.ext. Which is, it's just it's basically like a full-on just music collection of like stuff from video games and whatnot, and it's set to like a gif of Princess Bubblegum and Marcel from Adventure Time and whatnot. And then this was done, this is like the only other video that's available on my channel where it's just like, yeah, I left this channel in particular to pursue happiness.
Goodbye, sir.
And that is from Portal 2. That's GLaDOS. There you go.
Yep. Jesus Christ, what a ride.
Yeah. It's been definitely a trip, but I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I figure there's probably like a number of videos, honestly, that I did have on my channel and whatnot that were either funny edits or whatever. And so before I do what I'm about to do, I just scrounged them up and I said, you know what? Just anytime, I'm just gonna post them on my second channel. Let them do it there. But other than that, yeah. I've already said this multiple times, but this channel has it's just been this sort of just thing I look back at discuss, not because of like sort of what it led me to create, it led me to being, where it's like I got my skills in editing everything, but because it was done specifically for such hollow reasons. I hate it. And so it's just like I didn't at this point now, it just, next to the fact of like YouTube still treating it as if I'm still active and still on this channel and everything, and acting like, oh well, you still have videos that are available, we're gonna strike you and block your videos for that. I'm just like, fuck it. If you like, at this point I don't give a fuck about this channel anymore, so I'm just gonna delete it. But yeah, it was a channel born of very hollow reasons and shallow reasons, and honestly, seeing it go, it's just, if nothing else, I can definitely say it's something that I think will help me sort of move on from all of this, because I feel like, above all else, I'm still clinging to that part of my life that I say that I hate absolutely. So I say, just honestly at this point, looking back at all of it and then getting rid of it after, I think is the best course of action on my end. Because if I just got rid of it, it's pretty much in the sense of like, to me it just feels like I'm kind of just running away. But with me looking back at everything that more or less everything that I was doing, and then getting rid of it after that, it's just like, yeah, take one last look and then just pull the trigger. That's not a suicide reference, motherfucking YouTube. That's not a suicide reference. Don't fucking get this video down because of that. Anyway.
Yeah, it does it anyway.
Holy crap. It's working now.
And just as I'm about to end it, too.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Please wrap it up.
Yeah, you know what? There's only one fitting way to end this.
Don't do that. Do not be that guy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Do you suffer from a lack of a father figure? Do you have clinical depression? Do you suffer from a lack of a father figure? Do you have clinical depression? Do you?
Looking back at this history, it has definitely got me thinking about a number of things and whatnot. And, you know, just to put this out there, no. Anybody who's wondering about, you know, whether or not I hate making MVs now, no, I don't. But it's not what I really want to do anymore. Hell, I have recently, not too long ago, did an AMV to Chuunibyou. There's some AMVs that I've also added on my secondary channel as well.
Mass on the babies, mass on the hotware, mass in the neighborhood stores you shop, but a mask won't hide who you are inside. Look around, the reality's carved in lies. Wipe my ego, dodge my pride.
Break a mirror, yeah, fucking break a mirror. Glass shattered, gums bleed. The fucking never clear eyes.
All's my life, hard times like, yeah. Bad trips like, yeah.
It's not that I hate doing AMVs, it's just I have... It was a mixture of burnout, and like I said, it's the fact that it's reminiscent of a time where I thought I was going to die and I wanted attention. I don't feel like that. I've since I've left and since I've thought about it, and since I've even gone to therapy, I have not felt like that in a long time. And it just didn't feel right to hold on to this part of my life anymore. I don't know, deep down it just feels like I'm just sticking with the past, not being able to let it go and not being able to move on. I ended this in 2019, and I've essentially, by the time you're watching this, come back in 2025. I doubt it's going to take that long, but maybe 2026. But either way, in a lot of ways, this did help me in a lot of ways, especially with editing. But it's also part of my life that I just don't enjoy. But it happened, and I gotta accept it. Can't just run away, and I can't just act like it didn't happen. Well, it's been fun. Don't come back.